Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today we're going to be doing my top 10 favorite eye products. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. For July, I thought it could be fun to have a little mini series here on the channel where I chat to you about some top favorite makeup products, because we all know we want the tried and true, we want the holy grails, we want the things that we've been testing out and we've been going back to and repurchasing, or that we use every single day. That's what we want. And today we're going to do that video all about eye products. No palettes though, because in August I'm going to do eyeshadow palette month, because that's been a yearly thing here on the channel, so you know I'm going to do that. So this video isn't going to include palettes, because I did do eyeshadow palette week in April. I can leave those palettes linked below, or those videos linked below, and I think I actually did a top 10 or maybe a top 15 favorite eyeshadow palettes then. So I don't want to do too many similar things too close together. But you're going to get a lot of eyeshadow palette related content in August. And of course, I do have things like rankings, and I have my palette review videos and stuff that I do every month, every day anyway. So you can get lots of palette content from me anyways. And earlier this month, I ranked all of my palettes that I've tried so far in 2025 as well. So I will leave some links in the description box if you wanted palette content, but these are going to be all of my favorites that are not eyeshadow palettes, that have to do with this area of my face. This is going to count as one because I have too many favorite mascaras. And I was like, you know what? There's probably going to be like 15 products in this little video, but I was like, mascara is obviously a thing. I don't think mascara is a step anyone skips. Like if you just wear a stitch of makeup, I think the thing most people will do is perhaps a bit of concealer, mascara, maybe a bit of a brow, perhaps a lipstick, you know? But the rest of the face, I think a lot of people skip it if they are casual makeup consumers. But mascara is definitely a product I think that just gets a lot of people excited for it, because it's what they use every single day. I exclusively use drugstore. We all know that. Glam Doll Waterproof from Catrice. Love this thing to pieces. Mine is running out. I need to buy a new one. And this is like, I don't know how many I've gone through this. I've been using this for the past 7 years straight. I use it up, buy a new one. Use it up, buy a new one all the time. And I use this as a waterproof top coat over my other black mascara, which is either one of these two. This is the brown version of the Lash Princess, because I do really enjoy that. But this one in the black tube with the green packaging, I also really enjoy. This is a really pretty volumizing mascara. That's what I tend to go for a volumizing mascara, which is why I also like the Call Me Queen mascara from Essence. These are excellent. I think by now, for a black mascara, I like the Call Me Queen better than I do the Lash Princess, but they haven't come out with a black or brown version of the Call Me Queen yet. And I do enjoy having brown mascara as part of my arsenal as well, especially for no makeup days, or when I'm just wearing a wash of color all over my lids. I think that sometimes black mascara can be a little bit too stark, which is why I like the brown one. But these are two excellent Essence mascaras. They make some of the best affordable mascara in my opinion. But if you want to spend a little bit more at the drugstore, something like the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift is another favorite of mine. I like some L'Oreal things as well, but a lot of the ones that I loved from L'Oreal are no longer available in the textures I like, or they have been discontinued altogether. The Lash Lift from Maybelline seems to still be around, but it's sort of like at the bottom of the console in most drugstores I go at, so I think this is going to be discontinued sometime soon. It's okay, it's okay. I still have like 3 of these in backup. I should be fine. But yeah, Maybelline mascara I think is really nice as well. These I find last a little bit longer than the Essence one. With the Essence ones, I sometimes can only get about 6 weeks of use out of them before they become too dry and clumpy, and they leave little flakes in my lashes. With these, I can get like 2 to 3 months, so that's like at least double the amount of time that I can use these mascaras for than the Essence ones. So they are more expensive, but I also feel I have to buy them less frequently if I do use them. So that can, in the long run, of course, be a better bang for your buck if you don't need to repurchase it as often. Another sort of boring product, I always use the same things. I don't try too many other things. I have tried a lot of other things in the past, but I've just settled on my favorite brow combo, and that's been this. If you've been with me, you know this. I hate sounding like a broken record, but the Soap & Glory Archery Brow Pencil in Blonde, it's in my brows today, together with a little bit of the Make Me Brow in Blondie Brows from Essence. Here is the Essence wand, in case you're wondering. It's very similar to the Benefit Gimme Brow. I've tried the Glossier Boy Brow. I've tried the e.l.f. I've tried the Refi. I've tried so many brow gels, and I always keep coming back to this one. And when it comes to brow products to add a little bit of definition to your brows, so not the brow hairs, but the actual brow, and to draw things on and fill in any gaps, I just like a pencil. My brows aren't too sparse naturally, so I only fill it in little places. And then these very sort of skinny eyebrow pencils like this one are perfect for that purpose. I have found that I've used brow powders and pomades and liquid brow products, and I've tried it all. The little like pens that have little brush hairs like an eyeliner, I've tried those. But this is the only thing that lasts a long time. With some brow products, they are so soft that you just go through them so quickly. And with the Soap & Glory, I feel I can use it for a long time, and it doesn't expire really quickly. It doesn't harden over time, so I can actually use it up and get a good amount of wear out of it. So again, when it comes to bang for your buck, I like that product a lot. The only downside to it is that I can only get it in the UK. Whenever I'm in London, which usually happens like once a year, I tend to pick up 2 of them. And that's been keeping my Soap & Glory brow product stash alive and kicking. And sometimes I'll venture out and try something new if people are hyping up a certain brow product, and I'm always disappointed, and I always come back to this. So this has been my go-to for years. The reviews for those products that I have up on the blog are like nearly a decade old, I think, by now. Then I think I want to talk about like eyeliners and eyeshadow sticks in here. Eyeliner wise, I like pencil liners the best. I'm not a huge fan of liquid liner. It doesn't really go with my eye shape. I have a deep set eye mostly, but they look hooded on camera. So I have the problem of like stamping my liner up here throughout the day. K-Beauty. K-Beauty brands is where it's at when it comes to liquid liner for me. They are doing some of the best things, but when it comes to pencil liners, which I prefer, it's Victoria Beckham all around. Victoria Beckham pencil liners. I just grabbed one willy-nilly. This is in the shade Fig. It's a purple. Navy Noir is a favorite. Cocoa is a favorite. They do shimmer versions of these as well. They are so nice. They are really soft though, and the tips of these can break quite easily. Which, you know, for how expensive these are, some people may feel like that shouldn't happen. But because these are so creamy, but they do settle down, I have really bad allergies, so my eyes are always watery, and therefore I feel a lot of pencil liners, especially if I put them on my waterline, sort of just like migrate out of my lash line, and it just looks terrible every single time. This has been the only thing I've tried that doesn't do that for me. This is the only thing that I can really wear in my waterline, tight line with it, use it on top of my lash line as well for a more defined, more smoky look if that's what I want to go for. And the Victoria Beckham ones comes in heaps of shades. I buy these in the Black Friday sale when they have 25% off, and that makes it a little bit more manageable. But they've also sent me some NPR. This one I did pay for with my own money. But yeah, if I like products, I will go out and buy them, of course, with my own money as well. Then I have the Kiko eyeshadow sticks. You guys know this about me. You're going to hear about Kiko a lot, I think. But yeah, this eyeshadow stick is just absolutely lovely. This happens to be a multi-chrome one. They change the shade range a lot with these, which is a bummer because then sometimes I find a really good shade like this multi-chrome one, and then next thing I know, it's no longer available. But very often I find with a lot of the color products that Kiko does, that what you can find in store is sometimes different from what you can find online. And they do have online presence in a lot of different countries. So even if your countries doesn't have the stores, check out to see if Kiko has a website in your country, because it could very well be that they do have something there. But yeah, they're eyeshadow sticks, very creamy, very long lasting. They settle down. They're budge proof. They can be used under eyeshadow. They can be used as eyeshadow. I use them in multiple ways. This, in a pinch, I will use these in the waterline if I want to. I find the stick a little bit too thick for that, but on the lower lash line to like have a bit of an accent there, they can work really well. Eyeshadow primer then. Forever, my holy grail, my ride or die is going to be the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is just the one thing that I will repurchase. Like every single time I use it up, I repurchase it first opportunity I get. Every single time. Again, I will venture out. I will try other things from time to time. But the Milani eyeshadow primer is one I always go back to. Eyeshadow primers can take a very long time to use up though. Like something like this with daily use is going to last you 1.5 to 2 years. So that's why I don't try that many eyeshadow primers. I found one that really works for me and I kind of stick to my guns, and this has been the one. And if you're with me on the channel, you know that I like using a MAC paint pot as my second primer. So the way I like doing my makeup is that I first go in with a Milani eyeshadow primer type product, like a sheer one that really adds a tacky base because of my eye shape. Eyeshadows crease on me, whatever I do. A lot of people say, oh, you can just use concealer. If I just use concealer, it's going to be one hot smudgy mess. It's not a good look. But I have found that if I first go in with a clear primer like the Milani, let that sit, and then by the time I get to my eye makeup, I go in with a paint pot to block out my lid. This is in the shade Painterly. And then I set that with a bit of eyeshadow. That is the way for me to A, make my eyeshadows look vibrant, and to make sure they stick to my lids and they don't crease that much, and I get very little fallout. If you've never tried it, I would highly recommend. Do you need a paint pot by MAC for this step? I don't think you have to, but it's been my ride or die. I think this is my third one. I think so. And you can see I've got a huge dent in this, so I know that this is another one. Once I run out of it, I'm going to go into a MAC counter and I'm going to repurchase it straight away because this has just been my go-to for years now. I've been doing this for like the past 5 years and it works for me like a dream. So the reason why there are slightly more products in this video than some of the other videos I'm doing in this series is because I had to include some single shadows. These are all single shadows that you can buy separately as a pot. You don't need a separate palette for them. I have a whole collection of those as well. But it's like, if I have to include those as well, I would get a headache. But I have some favorites. But in August, I'm going to do an update of my favorite one and done shadows. Some of the favorite one and done shadows are going to be from this selection, but I also will be selecting some for my singles collection because I know like there are so many good things in there. So let me see. I have a liquid shadow in here for you. This is the Shimmering Eye Tint from Essence Luminous Eye Tint. Liquid shadow. I always call it the Shimmering Eye Tint. It's the Luminous Eye Tint. And the shade is called Shimmering Taupe. See, that's why I'm confused. You know you love a product when it's almost halfway down. I don't know, like, in theory, like, I think I can use this up before it expires, you guys. It's probably going to be another thing I throw into my travel makeup bag for my summer travels. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, I keep thinking about this thing. And this is the only shade from the line I really liked. I've tried some of the other shades, and I didn't like those as much. Shimmering Taupe is the only one that's worked for me. So, it was a bit of a fluke, perhaps, but Essence does a really pretty liquid eyeshadow. Indeed. We all know about my love for Ritz by ColourPop. The Super Shock shadows from ColourPop are just really good one and dones. Mine is a little bit faulty. There's a little piece of it that's like trying to fall out. Mine, like I've hit pan on this. It's so close to running out. It's another product I love traveling with, like this all over the lid. It's just fine. I usually use it in conjunction with So Quiche. But Ritz by ColourPop, I have a backup of this because I know I cannot live with this in my life. Like, if this isn't in my makeup collection, I don't know what I would do. I'm always afraid they're gonna discontinue this at some point. Probably when this one runs out and I start using the other one I have as a backup, I'll probably go into the ColourPop website for like a Black Friday sale or whatever it is that they're doing and buy a new one to always have it in my life. Because it's just that good. It has a nude base, this nice sort of silvery shimmer. It's absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I really like this. And we all know I love my Kiko water shadows as well. So what I said about the eyeshadow stick holds for this as well. If you don't have Kiko stores near you, go find the website because I'm pretty sure they ship internationally. This is the water shadow in shade 6. This is the new one that they do that has a slightly more bit of sparkle to it. This is the taupe shade. I have a couple of these, and I also have the old formula. The old formula is smoother and less sparkly than this for sure, but I like this updated formula a lot. the trick with these is that you can wet them or use them dry. So you can use them both ways. You can use a little bit of water on a brush to activate it and sort of turn it into a paste. I've seen people doing that. You can also pick up the shadow with a dry brush and then spraying it down, and it will intensify the shimmer and make it look a lot more intense. But if you want to go for something softer, which is my preferred way to use these, is to just go in with either my finger or a brush and just apply it as is. And it's this really beautiful, just a beautiful one and done shadow. You can just use this and it looks like a complete makeup look, and you've done absolutely nothing because all you've done is apply one shadow all over your lid. Now, if you truly want something super sparkly, I would recommend going the K or C beauty route, and the example I have to show you here is this little single from Josie. This is in D11, so D111. And this is really, really pretty. I did a makeup look wearing this in June, and I really think it's stunning. This particular one was sent to me in YESSTYLE. I have 2 other shades that I did purchase with my own money, and I was so happy to get another one of these because they are absolutely stunning. Sparkly, yes, but not glittery in the sense that it's going to fall down your face. Can be applied with brushes or fingers or whichever way you want to apply your shadow, but it's going to be thin and sheer and buildable at first, so it never looks overdone, and you're never going to pick up too much product. So especially if you have like hooded lids like I do, you don't have a lot of space, then some shimmers can crease on you a lot more easily than others, and I feel that this gives you that really nice sparkly high shine look, but without it creasing and going everywhere. And finally in this video, my little stack of Trini London shades. The one I use the most is the one at the top. That's not a coincidence, but Mystery is like this taupey brown shade with a hint of gold. This is so, so pretty. Whenever I'm in a rush and I don't want to do eyeshadow that day, I just grab this. This is like literally on top of my vanity. It takes up very little space. I usually take Mystery, or I'll take Magician, which is another favorite. This is a bit more gray leaning. I just pop it on with my finger. I use a very fluffy brush to sort of spread it out. If I want to deepen things up, I have Chalice, and I have a metallic one as well, which I never know how to say because it's a Greek name and I don't know how to say it in English. Hecate, I don't know how to say it. But yeah, these are really lovely, and they are just living right front and center on my vanity. If I run out of time in the morning and I do want to put something on my lids, this is what's going on. And I would definitely repurchase Mystery, especially because that's that perfect sort of, there's something on your lids, but I don't know quite what it is. Like, it looks done, but without it being overly done, and it's super easy to apply. Again, a contender to go with me on trips and stuff for sure. Like, I have a couple of these one and done shades that I really like to travel with, and Mystery would definitely be a contender for that list as well. So there you have it. Those are all of my favorite eye products, my top 10 favorites. And I know I kind of cheated because I did put in multiple shades or like different products for like certain categories, but hey ho, this way you hopefully have the full lowdown. Let me know in a comment down below what your favorite eye products are. I would love to know. And then I hope to see you again very, very soon with a new video. Bye-bye.